And welcome into a brand new edition of Sports Talk. Lancaster 11 League just had a meeting today and decided that they were going to make some changes to winter sports, and that includes some of the things. Practice is going to be allowed to start on Friday, but they're going to push back the start of section games in the LL League until next year, the first week of 2021.
I have to be honest, it kind of surprised me that everything is moving forward with the way things really kind of went downhill towards the end of the season as far as the fall sports are concerned.
So I guess the thinking was, Eric, that if you're playing in the month of December and the cases continue to tick up, if you only play a handful of those games in December, it at least A, get the kids playing, B, they can practice a little bit so they can get set up. If you have to cancel some things, get you set up for all league play starting in January.
Warwick had gotten into their first ever District 3 championship for the program, and then the plug was pulled, because of cases in the school district. We were able to catch up with senior quarterback Joey McCracken.
I remember, I think the news came out around 3 o'clock, and honestly, at that time, we weren't able to practice with our coaches. So me and some of the other guys, we were planning to get together at a local field nearby and get some work in to stay sharp. I just went on Twitter right before I was about to leave, and I saw a tweet saying the game was canceled. I mean, that's how I found out. Personally. So I mean, it was super surprising that way. That right before I was about to go meet up with my teammates to get ready for the game, I just look on Twitter and I see a tweet. Games canceled.
That had to have been just an absolute gut punch.
They play a lot of man-to-man, does Governor Mifflin. So I would have loved to have seen Joey McCracken and Caleb Smits play against that.
Let's stay with some football news, and we'll move to Lampeter Strasburg in the LL League. And they win the District 3 4A championship, back-to-back champs.
This is an LS team that was just putting up points like there was no tomorrow.
Well, it showed the resiliency of this ball club. This game was a 3-3 game after the third quarter, Eric. But we always talk about turnovers. They got 2 fumble recoveries and turned those into 14 points in the fourth quarter.
Do we see them in a state finals here later in November?
Yeah, it sure would be nice to see.
Have you seen this?
All right, guys, let's check this out. We're actually going to combine a couple of different sports here. Some eye-foot coordination with soccer, and then you throw into it basketball as well. All right, give me a reaction, Eric.
I did that.
Oh, and
yesterday.
bowling. Sorry, bowling. I didn't even realize there was some bowling at the end.
Yeah, I actually did that yesterday. So, I beat him to it.
So yeah, there you go. Another have you seen this in the books there for you guys. Former head coach of the COCALICO football team, Dave Gingrich, is on the program. It was your first and only one as the head coach. So how rewarding was it after the game? I remember seeing you. You were so excited. But for you personally, now that you can look back on it, how rewarding was it for you? And did it take a weight off your shoulders of finally pushing over the hill there in that district championship scenario?
When you say, did it take a weight off? I think during my time here, either as an assistant or as a head coach, I think we've had a lot of great coaches, assistant coaches. Coach Kaufman, our former head coach. I think the coaching has been pretty good. I think our kids are hard-nosed, blue-collar kids. And we've had some pretty good athletes, but it was really, really rewarding last year when it actually happened. And on top of that, to happen in your home stadium, right. I mean, we had fire trucks and just that night, I'll remember that night for a long, long, long time.
Pittsburgh Steelers moved to 9-0, a franchise record. They've never been 9-0, even in the historic seasons that this program has had, never been 9-0.
Everything right now is going Pittsburgh's way.
I didn't know that they were 9-0 for the first time in their storied history. I knew several years ago they were 14-1 when they started, I think, out. But that just tells you something how good this Pittsburgh Steeler team is this year.
One of the first, I say this so bad, one of the first victims of 2020 with the coronavirus was March Madness. The plug got pulled so quickly on that. And now they're kind of talking about a way to make it happen in 2021. And what they're saying is They want to go with all of the games in one geographic area, and they're targeting Indianapolis.
They're going to try and do anything and everything they can to get March Madness up and going again this year.
You just wonder what's driving this. Is it the NCAA money and all that television revenue? Is it really for the kids to get them to play? But to your point, Chad, this was the first really main event, if you will, that was canceled because of COVID last year.
Dustin Johnson was a man on a mission. He wins it going away there towards the end, shoots a -20 and actually breaks the old record that Tiger and Jordan Spieth had held it at -18. So why don't you give us your quick recap of the Masters and what you thought of what DJ did there?
Well, Dustin Johnson's been playing great golf for the last 7 to 8 weeks, especially. He is #1 in the world for a reason.
Next Wednesday, these two gentlemen will be back to host this program for Thanksgiving. They'll have a lot of fun. They're going to have a little bit of a tradition with their Turkey Awards. We'll talk about all things football and have plenty of fun. Join us next Wednesday for a very fun edition of Sports Talk here on Blue Ridge 11. But for now, enjoy the rest of your week. Take some time to be with the family this weekend, and we will see you right back here on Blue Ridge 11 next Wednesday night.